Shut up and sit down.
All right, Zach, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time to talk about random things.
Mm-hmm.
This week, we don't usually do this. We try to shy away from it, but due to the concert we went to, we're sticking with the theme.
Yes.
Let's go with music. First concert that you went to that you remember and thoroughly enjoyed. Favorite one, and go.
Okay. Mine would probably be Metallica.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah. Surprisingly, not the one that we talked about yesterday. This would be one from, I believe, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was when they were at Comic-Con promoting Through the Never, which we talked about on Monday.
Wow, there's a theme.
Yeah, there's a theme. So they played a little concert after their panel at Comic-Con, and my girlfriend happened to be working there that year, and we got into a venue called the Spreckles Theater in San Diego. I don't know. There was two. There's a balcony.
Yeah.
And then there's the floor. I was on the floor.
So you got the good seats, which it seems like.
I mean, they were in the back of the bottom, but it was so small.
Yeah.
Probably
even up top would have been good.
Probably 20 rows tops, like 20 to the back. So there was no bad view.
Yeah.
About 4 rows ahead of me, the entire cast of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. Wow, they're Metallica fans. That's a surprise.
Yeah. So it was just Metallica.
Yeah.
And it was, I believe, 3 to 4 hours of just Metallica.
Didn't your girlfriend sit through?
Right. Yeah. My girlfriend was like, "I'm done."
Yeah.
She hates Metallica now because of that night. Because it was just so much Metallica.
Yeah.
I loved it because it was Metallica.
Yeah. Weren't they still playing when you left?
Yeah, they were on like their 3rd or 4th encore.
Oh, what a surprise!
They were doing a lot of covers that night.
Yeah.
To fill stuff, which was amazing to watch that live. I mean, the only way that I would almost put this concert that we're talking about this week, mostly.
Above it?
Above it was just the
fact that there was stage.
The gigantic.
The stage performance.
Stage performance.
And the pyrotechnics and the fireworks and the
visuals
from the visuals from the screens in the background and a bigger audience too, even though our seats were pretty far back, but they were still good in my opinion. Like
they were great for the fact that the just the way it was projected on the back of the thing, it was like you were right there with it.
The environment was also probably different, right?
Yeah.
The atmosphere, I should say.
Yeah.
Since they said it was like 60,000 people
there, and
because they sold 60,000 tickets.
Jesus,
a lot.
100 at the theater.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So there was a large crowd. And it got so loud with everyone else singing, you didn't even hear James sing.
I was more deaf at the theater one too.
Yeah.
Than this one. This one was loud, but not. I mean, it was a big space to fill with sound.
Yeah.
This
it's
was
an
small.
open theater too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was a
Rose Bowl.
The Rose Bowl was an open stadium.
Yeah.
And the reason I would maybe put, they're almost tied. I'm telling you, they're almost tied for my favorite.
Yeah.
Concert. Is the fact that Avenged played, and I love Avenged, makes this tied
even better.
Not even better.
Well, even better than it would have been if it was just Metallica.
Yeah. It's between those two.
Yeah.
I can't really even choose at this point.
That works. So mine, just to give a little bit of it, is a festival I went to called the Rockstar Festival in Vegas. It had.
I've heard of that. It's almost kind of a festival.
Yeah, it's starting to get a more well-known festival is what I think you mean, right?
Yeah, I've heard about it more.
Yeah.
But by festival, I mean there's more than 3 bands playing.
Oh, when I went, there was 8 bands in the first day.
Yeah.
And then
it's a multiple day thing too.
I think the 8 the second day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to go to one of those because I know that there's a lot of people.
It was in Vegas too.
Festivals are an easy way to knock a lot of
great bands that you want to see.
Great bands off your bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was at Vegas too, which made it even cooler.
Yeah.
The main reason I went was for Bullet for My Valentine and Avenged. Sadly, I believe the reason that Bullet had to cancel was one of the grandmothers passed away from the band.
Yeah.
And one of the band members' grandmothers passed away, so they had to cancel, which I understand. Family is important if you're close to them. And so I got it. And they got some local band to fill in for them, and it wasn't very good. But they opened up the entire show. Because it was supposed to be Escape the Fate was supposed to open up.
Okay.
And then go on from there.
Fan.
And then once Ronnie got put in jail, they kind of dropped down in my opinion. But so they went on second. They were okay. I saw Five Finger Death Punch. I hated them so much.
I believe we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, but I'll bring it up again, little short thing. Because they kept saying they're the new Pantera. They're going to make the new generation of metalheads. You do not go, we're going to make the new generation of metalheads, and then they go into Bad Company. That was what they did. And I was like, that's not what you do. Pantera would have been like, oh, we're making the next generation of metalheads. Cowboys from Hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. And so that was them. Surprisingly, Hollywood Undead, saw them as well, because this is when Hollywood was touring with Avenged because they needed make their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Really good. One of the best parts of that show.
I don't even remember their famous song from back in the day.
It's like Everywhere We Go, bitches want to know Charlie Sheeney's got a weenie that they want to blow or something like that. I forget what it's called.
Familiar.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they were really good. They worked the stage. They were awesome.
There's a lot of them, right? There's like 8 people.
Yeah. It's almost, actually, I think there's more. It's
really?
almost, yeah, it's like a Slipknot sized band almost.
Yeah.
Because they have a DJ, they have a drummer, they have 2 drummers when I was there. They had like 2 drummers when I was there. Mm-hmm. They had a guitarist, 3 rappers. Like, there was a lot.
Yeah, well, with that amount of people, it's kind of hard not to work a stage.
Yeah. But it was really good. And then Avenged, which is the whole reason I was there, other than Bullet. Sadly, once again, didn't get to see him.
Yeah.
Saw Avenged, and this is when Nightmare first came out. So they were played mainly Nightmare and all their older stuff from then. So this was before Hail the King, which, as you know, is not my favorite album by Avenged.
Not mine either.
I felt like they tried too much to sound like Iron Maiden or Metallica, and it killed it for me a little bit. But it's still good. Like, I can listen to it. Anyways, loved it. They put on a show. They walked out of a giant death bat. There was a girl getting a tattoo on stage. There was...
Who was topless.
Yes, and there was... it's going to happen. And then there was fire shooting out of Deathbat's eyes. This is right after the Rev passed away, too. Mm-hmm. Not right after, but, this is when they had Aaron, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And he was okay. He was just a drummer, right?
Yeah.
He did what they needed him to do. And it was badass, dude. The people were there. It was all general admission, so there was no seating. Mm-hmm. And it was just fighting for a closer view. And, like, I remember my friend was freaking out, like, just was not having a good time. And the second Avenged started playing one of their songs, he perked up and was perfectly fine, good to go.
Yeah.
But that's probably my favorite. I think that's a good ending point for our conversation this week with Random Wednesdays. So remember to leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we put out new videos, and follow our social medias. We'll see you later. Rock on, guys.
See ya.